Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to a new episode of Scientists of the Past. Today, we're interviewing Rosalind Franklin, who, among many other things, have discovered the structure of double helix of the DNA and took the famous picture 51. First off, I would like to inquire some background information on you. What inspired you to become a scientist?
I was born on July 25th, 1920, in London. That's where I spent most of my life. I was born to a family of scholars, leaders, and humanitarians who placed a heavy importance on education. Frankly, I was a gifted child and had wanted to become a scientist since I was a teenager.
I understand that this was during a time when the STEM field was a representative of women. Do you face any challenges in that regard?
During my time with my professors in King's University, I was discriminated against based on my Jewish religion and gender. It was a very sad time for me, as I was discriminated heavily on both fronts.
It seems as if many people, including your own colleagues, were condescending about you. What did you do to combat this societal issue?
I was under fire from my own colleagues, who took every opportunity to minimize and plagiarize my contributions. But I persisted in spite of that. In doing so, I made invaluable discoveries, such as the double helix structure of DNA.
What is the double helix, and why is it important in the field of science?
The double helix is the structure of DNA. It's a pattern in which phosphate and sugar molecules are on the outside twisted in a pattern with four nitrogen bases connecting them, bonded to the sugar molecules. I discovered this through pictures in the form of photo 51.
What even is the photo 51, and how is it relevant to the study of DNA?
It's a photo demonstrating the double helix shape of DNA. I took this picture using X-ray diffraction, which I can proudly say I am an expert in. It is essentially finding the shape of a molecule using the refraction and diffraction of X-rays, as the name suggests. This picture allowed me to computate the location of the molecules in the DNA structure until I arrived at the double helix.
What kinds of challenges have you faced when researching the structure of DNA?
Well, there was mostly researching about the DNA, but I did that easily enough through my interest in science and chemistry. Then there was a societal hurdle, which I only overcame when society overcame.
From science class, I remember that James Watson and Francis Crick had essentially plagiarized your work. How do you feel?
Huh, so that happened. I didn't know about that until you said it, actually. I think I died before that point. Well, now that I know, I feel quite disappointed that my work was discredited even to the end.
What are some of your contributions towards the field of science, other than the structure of DNA?
Well, a lot of things. I made some huge discoveries in the structure of coal, which led to better gas masks for the Allies in World War II. I also did study into the tobacco mosaic virus, which is a plant virus. I did extensive work in the field of radioactive science, which eventually led to my death due to cancer.
Could you tell us some of your examples of scientific recognition of your work?
Sure. I was awarded the Iota Sigma Pi Award in 1982 after I died. I was recognized for my contributions in several movies and TV serials. Many institutions bear the name of yours truly.
What are your beliefs on whether science and the material world coexisting together?
I believe that science and the material world should not be separated. After all, science is everywhere, from a tree to the stars to the very building blocks of our bodies. Science is around us everywhere.
And thank you to our unwilling sponsors for helping with the learning process. It isn't every day that Miss Kayabyab asks us to do a project as fun and as intuitive as this. Some sponsors we hunted for are Britannica, RosalindFranklin.edu, Guides.library.duq.edu, JSTOR, and probably many more big game. If it weren't for our intrusiveness, we wouldn't have done a thing.